This is Mady before watching Star Wars.
Can save her people in the store. Freedom to the galaxy.
I'm Mady.
And I'm Carolyn.
And we're... Okay, ready?
Yeah.
And we're just some podcast. Why didn't you do it?
I thought you said that we weren't doing it. I thought we were doing that. I thought you were doing it with me. Oh, and we're just some podcast. Oh, hey, everyone. Didn't see you there.
Didn't see you there. Let me turn up my mic because my mic is always so low.
And mine is always way too hot.
Mine's so low. Mine's so low. Han Solo? Look at that. I watched Star Wars.
I watched you with your like Star Wars limited edition straw cup. You're like, guys, I did it.
For those who cannot see me, I am holding a baby Yoda.
And has Yoda ears on.
I do have Yoda ears.
I'm wearing my Yoda shirt.
Yoda was not even my favorite character.
No, Yoda might be one of my least favorite characters, but I do love the merch.
Well, that's hella rude. I liked my... Okay, well, I mean, we'll get into it. Well, first off, I do want to say, it was great.
Yeah.
Star Wars was great. I liked it. I never thought I would hate it. I just thought I just wasn't ready for it.
She just thought that it wouldn't be in her genre of appreciated things. And I was like, yes. I get that. Because Maddie's not really a sci-fi girl. No. But I was like, Star Wars is like sci-fi for people that don't like sci-fi, though. Like, it's like made for that audience.
So, do you want to tell them what we watched?
Yeah, okay. So, I thought about a lot of ways to show her. I know there's so many different... I hope that squeak is... That was us moving the laptop for our listeners. That's funny. So I looked at a lot of ways for us to watch it. Like, people do the 4 and 5, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 6. Or they do it in, like, the number order of, like, 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, Solo, 4, 5, 6. And I was like, no, wrong. So I just did it in the order that it came out. And we only got through 6, and then we watched Solo, because Maddie loves Han Solo, so she wanted to watch the movie. So we
also, it was a great cast. Like, Carolyn was telling me about it, and I was like, she's like, we don't have to watch it because we've just watched Star Wars for like 3 days straight. And I was like, yeah, I get it. And then she told me who was in it, and I was like, yeah. So we have to watch it. And also, I do love Han Solo.
Creatures, Emilia Clarke.
Yes.
Haymitch from Hunger Games.
Woody Harrelson.
Vision from Marvel, and a bunch of other things. He's awesome. Those are their real life names. Anyways, so we watched 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then we were going to call it, we were putting on While You Were Sleeping, Act Theo, you know what you did, where we were about to watch While You Were Sleeping, and to give like a palate cleanser, and then Maddie was like, hey, Mitch is in it? And I was like, yeah, Woody Harrelson.
I love Hunger Games.
And so then she's like, put that on right now.
And the guy from Beautiful Creatures. So and Emilia Clarke, Queen of Dragons.
So that's one we ended on, which is kind of crazy, because I kind of wanted to end on Rogue One. I'm kind of glad we ended on Solo, though. Rogue One's kind of a bummer.
Rogue One, after you kept telling me about it, I was like, wow.
It's so good, though.
I know it's good. The music is really good, and I feel like the movie's going to be fantastic. I'll just have to watch it when I'm...
ready for it.
Because 1, 2, and 3... episodes, I really enjoyed them, but I was like, the last one's kind of a bummer, because obviously, hey, spoilers ahead for anyone who has not seen Star Wars, you know,
Maddie 2 days ago.
He's become like Darth Vader, and you know, in whatever, Padme dies, and it's just so sad, so I was like, I need something funny.
So we watched Solo, which was funny.
Yes.
But anyways, so we watched 4, and then we recorded a little thing, because we were going to record every single time after to see, like, what are your predictions? What do you think's going to happen? But Maddie has been on social media before, and Star Wars has been around for 50 years, so she kind of knew, like, a good chunk of what happens. So then we just decided to record
I knew all the basics. Like, I knew that Padme and Anakin were a thing. I knew who Obi-Wan was. I know who Luke and Leia's parents were, and that they're siblings. I knew that Han Solo and Leia were an item.
Yeah, so it was really funny, though. I'm, like, describing the tropes that are in Star Wars, and I'm like, no, Maddie, you would actually eat this up. Like, you would love this. It's, like, enemies to lovers, forced proximity. Yes. All the love stories in it she loves. Okay, so episode 4, you're introduced to all the characters. Obi-Wan.
Love Obi-Wan.
Mady hated Luke. She said it throughout.
Absolutely hated his guts.
In
I don't
the
think
fourth movie.
actually in every movie, I think. I hated Luke. I think he was just such a crybaby. Like, I understand.
Oh, your parents are dead? Get over it. Get on the ship, dude.
Like, I understand. I mean, he's going through a lot of stuff.
Your dad's the evil supreme leader? Get over it. Stop whining. Quit complaining.
Honestly, though.
Oh, and Maddie thought that Vader was really hot. That was another consistency.
Yes! I was like, the way he walks, you know, he just knows how to walk. But,
the way he breathes. I love a boy with asthma.
No, it was just, I don't know. Luke needed to grow up because for the entire time, he's like, oh, I did, you know, like my parents did, blah, 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 blah. He finds out who his father is. He finds out he has a sister. He finds out he has great powers. You know, he found family. He has a best friend now. And he's still complaining. Could you shut up?
We're watching the scene where they're getting brought into the Death Star by the, like, power, whatever, the gravitational pull is pulling them in. And Maddie's like, and Luke does this thing where he's like, what is that doing? Why is that ride beeping? Why is that thing? And then Han, like, smacks his hand. And Maddie's like, I'd break his arm. So
my thing is like my favorite character I think from all
it's between Darth Vader and Han Solo is my guess.
No, it's not. I mean, I did love Darth Vader was such a cool villain, I think, because he's evil, but he doesn't really want to be, which I think is really interesting. And also, I really liked there's like a saying where it's like, don't underestimate what people are willing to do when they're desperate. And I think that's really interesting to see how Anakin became Darth Vader because he really was desperate. Like, he didn't want to be a bad guy, but he was being pulled in so many directions where he was like, I really don't know what to do. The only thing I know I want to do is to save Padme, which I thought was really, because he doesn't want to be bad, you know? Everyone shut up. So I thought that was really cool, but dude, my main man R2D2, that man.
Maddie loved
I
R2.
needed R2D2 instead of Yoda because R2D2 was my main man. He came in every single time.
He did everything.
He did everything. He was really holding this whole all these movies on his robot shoulders. Droid shoulders. He was like great character. I also really loved Chewbacca because he came into the third one. Was it the third one?
He does show up in the third one.
Yeah, it was the third one, and then also in Solo, and then obviously for 4, 5, 6. And I love Chewbacca because he's so funny. He's a loyal guy. I'm still upset he didn't get his medal, but I'm hearing everyone else is mad about that.
Yeah, that was that was like the most America has ever agreed on something.
He just didn't get his medal. He never got the recognition that he needed.
Maddie did not see 7, 8, and 9. And don't you dare, I will not go there. We're not watching 7, 8, and 9. There's no reason for it.
I will not watch it.
And I, as someone that loves the cast of those films and was severely saddened by how they did those films, we will not be watching them.
Perfect.
So yeah, Chewie gets a medal in episode 9, I'll kill you. I punched him in the face. That was a slap in the face. Don't make the worst movie you've ever made and then be like, but we gave Chewie a medal. I'll kill you.
Yeah, Chewie one of my favorites, but I really did love R2D2.
R2D2 is awesome.
Wait, also, what was that line? There was a line where he was like on the ship with Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what did I say? I said, get him R2D2.
Oh yeah, it's when it's the intro to the third movie when they're on the ship and that like droid comes on and stands on the thing, and Obi-Wan's like, aim for the middle eye, and then Maddie goes, yeah, get him R2, and then immediately after, that's actually the line that Hayden Christensen says, which is get him R2. And Maddie was like, we're just in sync. And my husband, knowing how the movie ends, is like, well.
I was like, well, right now we are in sync.
Maddie's like, we go off course here in a little bit.
We go off course in a little bit, but it's okay.
Maddie visibly and physically gasped during the part where he kills the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I went,
I was like, no, he's not. But
no, he doesn't. That's what got everyone in the movie, I think, because it's really nice to watch these movies with Maddie because she's not surrounded by the social media at the time or like the reviews that came out during the thing. So she's got like a fresh perspective that's not altered by what other people were saying about the movies coming out, which was fun.
Yes. So 1, 2, and 3. The third one was my favorite. The third one was my favorite out of those 3. Because I thought it was the most... I actually almost teared up during a part where, spoilers, like, what does he say? The bad guy, he says something, what does he say?
I don't know which.
It's like when
scene is
everyone
it?
turns against... It's like when they become stormtroopers kind of thing. What does he say? It's like Operation...
Oh, execute Order 66.
Yes, execute... What is it? I already forgot.
Order 66.
Order 66. So when he says that, and everyone turns on, like, the Jedis, and the music in the background, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I tear up every time.
I teared up. I was like, oh, that's so sad.
And I tear up when Natalie Portman cries looking out at the Jedi temple. Oh, gosh.
So good.
Gut wrench.
Gut wrench.
She's like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I actually did all that. That was me.
Yeah.
That was me, actually.
And then for 4, 5, and 6, I think 5 was my favorite. Because you were saying how, oh, well, like, that might change your mind because 6 is really, it's, like, so much better.
No, I don't think that 6 is better. There are parts of 6 that I really like, but I think 5th
was better.
Also
I loved...
better. Yep.
Okay. I like Empire Strikes Back. That was the one I most enjoyed. And then, controversial take, we've already talked about this, but I did love the movie Solo.
I love Solo. When it came out, I loved it. When I watched it again last night, I loved it. I don't know why people didn't like it. I thought it was really fun. And I would say there's like a heart in 4, 5, and 6 that isn't in 1, 2, 3. Or really any of the new ones. I would argue that heart is in Mandalorian, but like there's like a really sweet message in those that doesn't really go throughout the other ones, like about him like being there for his friends and everything he does is to save his friends, and their dynamic is just so cute and wholesome and fun, and that's why it's interesting to me when people say things about some of the stuff that's come out since then, because the old ones are so goofy and funny and fun. Mm-hmm. And there's parts of the prequels that are goofy and funny and fun, and there's parts of them that were not supposed to be goofy that are, but I would say there's definitely like a feeling you get after watching the old ones that you don't get when you watch any of the new ones. Like there's a sense of like, aw, wow, you know, and the new ones it's like, oh, well, that's a bummer, hey.
Yeah.
But I would also say that the audience has changed. Like, it's a different audience. So you're kind of making, stuff for that new audience, too.
Yeah. But, I liked it. I planned to watch Mandalorian.
She's got them downloaded for the plane.
I watched part of Mandalorian with my sister, Caitlin. But I didn't know what was happening. Yeah. So I just knew that Baby Yoda was cute. And that it was... I almost said Patrick Swayze. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze stars in The Mandalorian as The Mandalorian, in case anyone didn't know. It's him.
Dude, can you imagine? That's crazy.
No, Pedro Pascal is so cute.
Also, what was that? Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh, yeah, Maddie kept calling Jabba the Hutt Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Because she was reading, so she would, like, read aloud all the intros. Should we insert those audios? Definitely. I'll send you that. So she's reading out all the intros, which you can hear here.
Boom, 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 boom. Episode 2. Okay. It's Attack of the Clones.
They're on their way. They're attacking.
Who are the clones?
We're gonna find out pretty soon.
Okay. There is unrest in the Galactic Senate. Several thousand solar systems have declared their intentions to leave the Republic. This, Separatist movement under the leadership of the mysterious Count Dooku has made it difficult for the limited number of Jedi Knights to maintain peace and order in the galaxy. Senator Amelia Bedelia, the former queen, is returning the Galactic Senate to vote on the critical issue of creating an army of the Republic to assist the overwhelmed Jedi. ... Did I get any of that right?
Oh, you got it all right.
Amelia Bedelia?
Amelia Bedelia, yeah.
Oh. Love that for her. Bro. Okay. Episode 3!
Oh my god.
I can't breathe. Revenge of the Sith?
Sith, yep.
Sith? War! The Republic is crumbling under attack by the ruthless Sith Lord Count Dooku. There are heroes on both sides. Evil is everywhere. In a stunning move, the Swedish droid leader General
Grievous.
has swept into the Republic capital and kidnapped Chancellor Palpatine, leader of the Galactic Senate. As a separatist droid army attempts to flee the besieged, what the frick about these big words, capital with their valuable hostage, 2 Jedi Knights lead a desperate mission to rescue the captive Chancellor, ... You do it?
Yeah, you did it.
Heck yeah, I did.
Just one dot.
And within those intros, as you heard, Mady calls Jabba the Hutt Gabba. And so I went, yo, Gabba Gabba. And then for the rest of the time, we called him yo, Gabba Gabba.
I think I also called someone Amelia Bedelia at one point.
Yes, Senator Amidala, she called Amelia Bedelia, which I thought was really funny.
Because it's going so fast. You just have to read it.
He's like, huh? Who are all these names?
Who are these people? I don't know any of these people.
It's like,
but I also, when I was reading those, I also didn't really understand what was happening. I was like, I don't know what this means. I need pictures. Because I don't know. I don't know characters by their names very well. But I know them by their picture.
what's your favorite sequence from the originals? So your favorite, like, scenes from the originals? Like, go from 4, then 5, and then 6.
That's a hard one. I did like the beginning in 3.
Okay,
No.
wait. Do 4, 5, 6 first. Then we'll do 1,
4,
2,
5.
3.
Okay.
You just only are talking about the prequels.
Isn't that original?
1, 2, and 3?
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
those are the prequels. That's okay.
Okay, well, I don't know anything.
So the 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, and 6. Because I know it's from Empire Strikes Back. I think. Where's the one with the snow?
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, so Empire Strikes Back. There's like when they're trying to like leave that place.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Love
whole
that
thing.
part. I love them running through. I love all the concave, and then I love when he has to take her to his ship instead.
Yes, and then the whole Chewie and Han when they can't get the light.
The
Speed.
hyperdrive to go.
Yeah, it's so funny. I loved all of that because it was just so.
Yeah, I love the Empire Strikes Back. It's so funny. I really like the sequence in the 4th movie when they have to pretend to be stormtroopers.
I did like that.
We're all fine here. How are you? Makes me laugh every time.
Will you shut up and listen to me?
Will you shut up and listen to me? The way he says it is so funny.
So good.
And to C-3PO, of course.
Yes, he was annoying as hell.
What was
She's like, shut
He's
up.
so funny.
I know, he's very funny, but I was like, dude, could you shut up?
What's the part when, I think it was in episode 3 we were watching, and Padme's, I think it's episode 3. Sorry if it's not, but I think it's episode 3 when Padme's getting out of the ship to go talk to Anakin, and C-3PO was like, should I just wait here? And we both turn to each other and we're like, what have you ever done anything? I was like, what are you gonna do? You gonna fight him? What are you gonna do? Oh, and then Mady said, Zach said, you can't even move your arms up. What are you gonna do?
It's like he can't turn his neck, he can't run.
Well, neither can Darth Vader. Every time he would do that, it was so funny.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he'd swing his whole body around. I did love Darth Vader. I thought he was a really good villain. Honestly.
He's awesome.
I also did like Darth Moth.
Darth Maul. Yeah.
Maul.
Red guy.
Red guy. What a cutie he is.
He's awesome.
I loved it. Stormtrooper hitting his head. That was funny.
So funny. Because Mady doesn't know. Okay, so Mady didn't know the lore that, like, they added in, whatever. And so we're watching it, and she's like, did that guy just hit his head? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And so then we watched it 5 times.
It was so funny. So funny. I don't know. I had a feeling I was going to enjoy it because all the edits I see on TikTok, I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And then we also did watch an episode well, not a whole episode. We watched a part of an episode of Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
When Anakin has a whole thing like, I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan. He's like, I'm sorry. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. That was so good.
Yeah, and then he turns right back to, like, and I'm going to kill you, too, or whatever. That part's great.
I will destroy
I did
him.
not show her any more of the Obi-Wan show. There's a lot of the shows that have come out that I'm like, I've watched them and they were fine.
Yeah, and we
so I
did
showed her
watch
that part.
episodes 1 through 3, I think, with your family. I'm pretty sure.
I think we did. I think it had just come out when you were visiting one time. So,
Yeah.
but trying to remember the sixth one. I love the reason why the sixth one is. I used to say it was. I go back and forth every single time, but the sequence on Tatooine is just so dope. Like it's so cool.
What part is it?
The sixth movie at the beginning, like her saving Han and then them having to escape.
I did love that whole thing.
That sequence
because I felt like in that part Luke finally has matured slightly, to where he was like, "You're gonna regret this. I'm gonna kill you all." I was like, "Okay, calm down."
And they really lean towards him turning to the dark side a little bit in that one, which I think is interesting too.
Yeah, I just need to look at the pictures real quick. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lando? What do you think of Lando? Love him.
Lando was funny.
Yeah, he was good.
I did like seeing his like little origin in Solo. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, how they meet and how they do how Han does the whole like.
And I did notice this, and I told Carolyn. I was like, "Oh, in Solo, Haymitch is wearing the helmet that Lando wore to rescue."
Yeah, I do love all the setup.
Also, what the frick? I love him.
Oh, Maddie loved Qui-Gon.
Who?
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
Played by Liam Neeson. We just kept calling him Liam Neeson the whole time.
Neeson.
She loved him. He was awesome.
But I really loved Chewbacca. Chewbacca and R2-D2 were my buddies through the whole movie. I was so upset because which one was it where I kept being like, "Where is R2?"
The third one. He's barely in.
I was like, "Where the frick is R2?" He's the only reason why I'm watching these movies.
he's the reason why he turns to the dark side because R2 was missing.
Also, I thought it was sad though at one part where well, I think it was the end of 3 when they're like, "Oh, like erase the memories of the droids," and I was like, "Oh, that sucks," because then in 4, 5, and 6, when what's his name?
C-3PO.
Yeah, C-3PO. When Darth Vader, like that's his maker.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Well, unfortunately, some of that stuff was just like having to fill in plot holes at the last minute. So
yeah,
that was.
I get it, but I'm shit about it. But Luke hated Luke. I don't care what you say. He's an annoying little crybaby. He needs to get over himself.
Oh, your uncle and aunt just got murdered? Oh, you found out your dad's the overlord? Get over it.
Hey, at least you know who your dad is.
People
die,
a
lot of people don't know, so that's fine.
What was it? It was in the prequels that there was a line like that. It was so funny. Whose parents die in the... Oh, it's his mom. When his mom dies, the guy's like, we have to move on or something. Or like, death is a part of whatever. Shut up. His mom just died 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting, some of the new stuff you'll notice, Maddie, with the new shows, is they kind of like start to talk about like why some of the Jedi stuff was all kind of like messed up and how they don't deal with any of their own stuff, which is really why some of them turn, because they have no emotional output.
Also, I did notice this when we were watching 6.
Yeah.
I think it's 6. Don't ask me. When Luke is talking to his dad and he's like, I know they're still good in you, and he's like, no, it's too late for me, son, which was a so sad line. So I like whatever. And then he goes, then my father is truly dead. I immediately thought of that show, Obi-Wan, because he says that my friend is truly dead. And I thought that was a nice little throw up.
Which is why then Obi-Wan says in episode 4, like, he was killed.
Yeah. Then my friend is truly dead. Also, I do want to say something about Solo, the movie Solo. I don't understand, because Carolyn told me that Star Wars fans are very mean.
They are, yeah.
Very mean, which is crazy, because I come from Harry Potter fandom, and people are not like that. So, Star Wars people, get a hold of yourselves. And, because when I was talking to Carol, I was like, why do people hate this movie? And she was telling me that, like, people don't think he acted like Han Solo, like, from the original movies. I thought he did a great job.
And also...
he's so funny.
I'm not going to lie to you. Harrison Ford's acting in episode 4 is so flat. And you can watch it. You can go watch it again. It's way better in episode 5 and 6. But episode 4, it's like flat deliveries on everything. And people were like, his performance was kind of flat. I'm like, he's talking exactly like Harrison Ford did in episode 4.
He did so good.
But I thought he did a great job.
He's so funny.
People didn't like L3 either, which for y'all who don't remember, that's the droid who wants droid rights. I thought that was so funny. I thought that whole thing was funny.
I found my purpose.
And it's obviously like all kind of a satire. And so I don't understand. People are like, it's so serious. Shut up. It's a goofy kids movie for kids, dude. That's what Star Wars is. Some people are like, oh, it wasn't. Shut up. Shut up. You sound like an idiot. Yeah, we're mean. So yeah, we're kind of mean.
Yeah, you guys are a little mean.
No, but they are mean. I mean,
No,
like,
it's
Daisy
fine.
Ridley had to delete all of her social media because people were harassing her on social media and being mean to her about the Star Wars movies. These actors did not write these movies. Also, let that be known. Hello? They don't write them. They don't produce them. They are just doing their job, dude. So Daisy really got bullied off the internet for that. The guy who played Anakin Skywalker got really into drugs. Not Hayden Christensen, the kid, because people were bullying him so bad. He was literally a kid, dude, acting as a kid in a movie.
He's so
The
cute.
guy that played, people hated Jar Jar so much. The guy that played Jar Jar almost killed himself because people were so mean to him. Like, it's just like, huh?
What
guys,
the frick? You guys need to take notes from Harry Potter because
guys, it's
we're
not that
great.
serious. It's not that serious.
We're great. It's not that serious. It's a movie. It's a fun movie for people to enjoy, and don't like. Oh my gosh, people are so stupid. Like,
Well,
just
also,
relax.
Attacking the actors is crazy.
Attacking the actors is crazy.
They're doing their job. Like, Liam Neeson said he didn't even read the script before he accepted the job for Phantom Menace. And so when it came out, it got a lot of bad reviews. People hated it. And I'm just like, first of all, people hated it because they really wanted it to be just like the other ones, the CGI, whatever. Like, there's a lot of valid criticisms for it, but to treat people the way people are being treated about it is crazy. But it's also like the birth of social media.
Yeah, it's also just people want to be like after Star Wars becomes like once anything becomes like a huge thing, everyone wants to be a part of it. Like Marvel, everyone wants to be like, even though the Marvel movies suck now, people want to be in those movies because it's like a fandom. It's fun, and same with Harry Potter, and now with Star Wars. Just like let
people enjoy things.
Let people enjoy things.
If you don't like it, great. That's fine. You don't have to. Next.
Yeah. This is not for you. No, it's just dumb. I think it's silly. Because it's a great story, and I think it's very fun. Enemies to lovers and come on, Darth Vader and anyone. Enemies to lovers.
We really shipped Obi-Wan and Jango Fett. So we were really sad when that didn't work out.
It's just, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't want to. If anyone has any disagreements on anything that I said, I do not care. You cannot make me care. You cannot change my mind. The only person who could change my mind is the person who's sitting next to me, be like, "You're stupid," but she wouldn't do that because she's a normal human being, and so yeah, people need to calm down. I just think it's so stupid to get so worked up over a movie that someone wrote that you have no say over.
Yeah, and 7, 8, and 9 were rough because there were a lot of reasons they're rough, like a lot of behind the scenes reasons that they were rough, and like having all the different directors not having like a group vision for the 3 and then just greenlighting all of them is a lesson that every studio is learning right now. Like DC just came out and said, James Gunn said they're finally no longer greenlighting scripts greenlighting projects without a script. And that was a huge problem that we were having for the last like 5 to 10 years, is that these projects, these TV shows like Ahsoka and what other Star Wars TV shows were there? Obi-Wan had been in production for a long time, but some of them were getting greenlit without pilots. So like they don't even know what it's really going to be about yet. They're not even witnessing the writing room. And then here we are on set. We've already filmed it. They've already spent all this money. Doesn't matter if it's just okay. It's being released. And so studios are finally learning that lesson that people will get mad and won't watch their stuff anymore if they don't actually care about it.
Yeah, because I know it's really hard because, I mean, I'm no longer going to watch Marvel stuff because it's just ruined. Because, like, you took something that was so great and then you killed basically all the characters, which is fine. Like, sometimes you have to do that for their stories to, like, end so you can start something new. But the stuff that they started new had no plot. They were just trying to make something for a character that they can use in a future film, which is not what you should be doing. You should make something like Captain Marvel was dumb, She-Hulk was dumb. I did like WandaVision. I will give WandaVision that.
WandaVision was great.
But WandaVision was an interesting character that was already built up at that point, and just it's like something like that. So like with Star Wars, when Carolyn was telling me about like all the shows that they have right now, and it was really sad to hear like don't watch a show, it's boring or it's not interesting. There's something like going for them at this point. It's dumb. There's nothing adds to the story except for Mandalorian. I will watch Mandalorian and Clone Wars.
Clone Wars is awesome, and I think like that is also a big thing to say about like Marvel and a lot of these studios is doing a movie and halfway through the movie deciding, well, now we have to introduce this new character so that we can make their movies. Is just like I think about how good Marvel was when we were doing standalone, when they did like Captain America, like the original Captain America, the Winter Soldier one. And then they did all the original Iron Man.
Thor was really good.
And they had like subtle, like a little bit, like maybe you see a character, but it didn't feel like forced. And like I remember watching Doctor Strange, the newest Doctor Strange, the kind of weird one that was directed by that horror movie guy.
Oh yeah, it was horrible.
And they completely destroyed Wanda's character and everything. I just was like, bruh. Just so that they could introduce this new girl character who's going to be great in her thing. I'm like, just give her own movie. Just start there. That's fine. Yeah. They're losing their audience.
It was just dumb. Because you lost the audience. The audience doesn't care anymore because the one character that they do now care about, you turned her into a really good villain. But you have given her no motivation because now she has absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Like, it seemed like they wanted us to watch WandaVision, but they didn't watch it. They spark-nosed it. So, yeah.
So with Star Wars, that's why I really liked Solo, because, I don't know, you just get, like, I mean, because you already know the character if you watch all the movies, but you get a whole different side of him, and you get an origin story. I thought it was so fun.
Him being part of the Empire makes me laugh every time.
Yeah. I was like, wait, is he in this? Is he a stormtrooper? And Carolyn was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's crazy. That's funny.
That's so funny. That guy was funny. Everyone shut up. It was funny. Because that's what I liked about the fifth one, was the humor in it. Because the original trio. Okay, actually, we're going to add Chewbacca in that, because Chewbacca is an honorary member.
No medal, though. But and he's not invited to dinner. That's crazy. I never noticed that until Maddie said it. Like, the part in the movie when they all walk in to have dinner with Darth Vader, when he's like, I'm delighted you've joined us, or whatever. He doesn't go in with them. I was like, no dinner, no medal.
I was like, how come Chewie has to go in there? Why can't he go to dinner? I was like, my Chewbacca. He really just got the short end of the stick. But, love him. I really loved the fifth one. I really did like the sixth one too, but the music in the fifth one, the cinematography, the lighting, the directing, the writing. I'm gonna become
Theo. Theo, you know what she did.
Theo, you know what you said. But but no, I just really loved everything about the fifth one, which I think I understand why it's everyone's favorite.
Because it's so good.
The whole thing is
good.
Whole thing is interesting.
Like nonstop.
The pace was like I felt like with not the first one, but like A New Hope. I was like, this is so long.
It's pretty slow.
I kept being like, Carolyn, how much longer in this movie? Like, I know you're trying to get me into it, but how much longer is
it? Also, yeah, I would say the last 30 minutes are so long, and I kept making fun of Maddie because we're at like the part where.
I don't need you to shoot every single spaceship down. I don't need to see that. just make one big explosion.
And that's why, like, it's fun. And that's why I didn't want to start with the new ones, because I know that you go back to the 70s, it's a different kind of filming, it's a different pace. And I was like, Maddie, you're going to be so bored if we start with 1, 2, 3, and then go 4, 5, 6 with the fourth one. Because I think the fourth one's great, and it's a great introduction to everything. But it is, like, way slower paced than the rest of the movies. Even 5 and 6 are quicker than 4.
Yeah, but yeah, 5th was just top tier in my eyes, and then the 3rd one, episode 3. I did like the 2nd one because it was romance of. I really did like episode 2, but because the pace was good, the romance was good. But the 3rd one, I was like, it's just endless. Like, it's, I don't know.
Notice how we haven't talked, not once, about the dialogue of these movies. Because we're not...
So bad.
Yeah, it is bad, okay?
So bad.
But you, like, go into that and you either accept that the dialogue is just going to be bad, or you get, like, what a dialogue. Shut up.
Thumbs up.
So the dialogue is bad. Yes.
The dialogue
We've
is
accepted
bad.
that. We're okay with that.
But I always had the thing in the back of my mind that was when these movies were made and when they came out, because I was like, well,
when they came out, people still thought the dialogue was bad. Like, even the ones in the 70s, people were like, this dialogue's crazy. Yeah, and you can watch some funny interviews with Mark Hamill where he talks about changing lines, and they did that a lot, and that's why people hated the second one for that reason. They were like, well, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. It's Star Wars. I'm not expecting dialogue to be good in Star Wars.
I mean, it's also
not
space.
Watching it for
it's
that.
Sci-fi. Not every dialogue is gonna be perfect. Are you kidding?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not watching Star Wars for dialogue. Except for Solo. Solo has great dialogue.
This
Solo dialogue.
Something okay. I need to calm down. One of my favorite things in the prequels, episode 3, yeah. The fight, like the lightsaber fight with Obi-Wan and Anakin was so good. Like when he walks in, he's like, "You took her from me, whatever. You took her from me." And then after that, the whole thing, I was like, "That is the best thing I've ever seen in my life." Because after that, they're going so fast, so intense. The fighting's amazing. Like the choreography is so good. And then you are the chosen one. After that, and then he turned into Darth Vader. I was like, you know what? I changed my mind. That was my favorite sequence.
That scene is awesome, and I like. For those listening who have watched all of the movies, after watching that, I almost wanted to show her the Kylo Ren Rey sword fight in episode 9 because sword fight. LOL. That one is from the 7th one.
Because I know the
Woods one is great.
I know the Woods one,
but the one where they're on the old Star Destroyer,
back to back. Is it that one?
No, that one's great too.
Okay, then I don't know.
Those are all great.
I really don't.
But there's one that's really good and that I really like, and that's the one where I said, and it's crazy because like something I noticed this time that I was paying attention to after watching these movies a million times was like the spots where they decide not to do music. Because if you watch like episode 4, almost every second has music. But like a big thing that I pay attention to and something that my husband introduced me to was like scenes that don't have music and like how powerful they can be. And the sword fight in episode 9, I keep saying sword fight, lightsaber battle, that's what I mean, sorry nerds, is between
oh my god
when it's between Kylo and Rey, there's no music and it's crazy. Because then we have like how you can use music to enhance the emotions of the scene, and we see that in episode 3 with that music being played while Anakin and Obi-Wan are sword fighting. That's just like so intense. And then I think there's a part in, which movie is it? I don't remember. It's one of the old ones where there's like no music and it's during a space battle and it's really interesting.
Yes. I don't know which one you're talking about,
but
I do love those kind of things.
So cool.
Because, I don't know, because then you can hear like the lightsabers.
Yes.
Which is always so fun.
And it's just like so intense. I think there's a part in the 4th one, the lightsaber battle between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, which is underwhelming, to say the least, after seeing all the other sword fights. Hey, and that's okay, because they were learning what they were going to be. They didn't know what they were going to be yet. And there's no music in that part, because it's just like the intensity of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Mady has not yet seen one of the best lightsaber moments, which is in Rogue One.
I will watch it.
But that one is great.
The stuff that I plan to watch once I get home is I plan to watch Mandalorian. I plan to watch Clone Wars, most of it. I will try, but I've heard some things about it because Carolyn was telling me about it, and I don't think I have it in me to watch all of it because I'll be so sad. And then I plan to watch
Andor and
Rogue One.
Yeah. Andor's phenomenal. I think that's one that everyone agrees on. Like, all of Star Wars is like, this was a great show. Because it is just really well done. Has great actors in it too. And then Clone Wars is great. There's a lot of really cool moments. All of the Padme and Anakin episodes are so good. Obi-Wan's episodes are great. And then you're introduced to Ahsoka, which is one of my favorite characters, so I was really bummed when they did the TV show, to be honest. But the live action.
Because Anakin was her master.
Yeah.
Look at that. See, look at it. I know something.
She was his apprentice, his Padawan.
Yes.
Learner. And she's like super young, and it goes throughout. So it starts at the end, right after episode 2, and is all in between leading up to episode 3. And they just released a final season that was like like 10 years later after the show. And it's the last season that leads right up to the events of episode 3. So, like, it ends, and then it's episode 3. So, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to go, because I go to Disney next month for my niece's birthday. I'm so excited. And I'm going to know what the frick I'm talking about. Maybe not talking about, but I'm going to know what the rides are. Because the last time I did Smuggler's Run, did not know what that was. I just knew that I had to push a lever to go up and down. Ashley, if you're listening to this, it was not my fault that we kept crashing. I would like to make that known. She kept yelling at me, go up, go up. Guess who has to turn? She has to turn. She's not turning. We go into a wall. I will not take the blame. I will not take the blame at all. So, next time will be different, I think. Because last time I was in Chewbacca's seat. My main man.
Yeah, it was the most, so my family, we went, I think the summer it opened, or it may have been the summer after, but we went, and when we went, we got a package that had, like we did through Costco, and sometimes when you go through Costco, you get, like, a lanyard and a pin, and we got the Galaxy's Edge, because it had just opened, and pulling the hyperdrive lever with my dad, like Chewie and
So
Solo
cool.
do, I was like,
so cool.
Life fulfilled.
Yeah.
I will say that when you go, there's a lot of, like, stuff from the sequels. Like the place that you go is based around the sequels, and
I will probably watch the sequels.
Yeah.
Before I go, just so I know a knowledge of all the movies. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I know what a stormtrooper is now.
Yeah.
I knew they were a bad guy. But
you know how funny they look when they fall over, and how consistently they fall over.
Yes, because last time one of them chased me, and I did not know he was chasing me. I was like, I'm part of the. I don't know. He was like, "Are you a rebellion?" I was like, "I don't know."
He said, "Couldn't tell you." You said,
"Could not tell you."
Don't really get political these days. That's what she said. That's so
don't get political. But and I'm excited to watch it with my nephew, because my nephew, I was telling Carolyn this, that he wanted this Star Wars Lego set, and I was like, boy, have you even seen Star Wars? And he was like, no, but it looked really cool. And I was like, that's fair, but I feel like this is really expensive, because I don't know which one he wanted, but it was like $100 or something. And I was like, we're not gonna buy that for you, first of all, and also second of all, especially if you're not a fan. Like, you have to be a fan of Star Wars in order to appreciate something like that, because they're like one of the ships. And so now I can watch. So now I've watched the Star Wars. So now I know. I'm like, feel it. So now me and Parker Man can watch the movies together.
I would say
except for there was one. Which one was it? Maybe it was 2. It was so scary.
Which
there was like a character. There was like a. There was. No, it was the 2 one, because it was the guy in the cave, the monster in the cave. Remember when Luke gets taken by that snow monster?
Yeah,
that was scary.
Okay, so here's the thing. I had to shut up during these movies, which was crazy, and I did. Okay, for the most part, I did.
And I'm proud of you.
Because I know all the trivia in every single second. I'm like,
there was only 2, maybe 3 times she was like, "Can I pause to tell you something?" That's trivia.
I was like, because it's so funny. And she's like, okay. So, but other than that, I didn't do any trivia, especially during 4, 5, 6, because 4, 5, 6 is so confusing if you don't know anything that's going on, and like if you're not laser focused, paying attention, you're like, huh? I think 1, 2, 3, they kind of over-explain everything, which is fine. But 4, 5, 6, they really don't. They just throw you into it. And so, but the reason why that scene was an added scene, because Mark Hamill got in a really bad car accident and had to get face reconstruction surgery. So they added the scene so that his face would get messed up, so that people wouldn't notice, hey, why does his face look different?
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. So that was an interesting trivia.
Okay, well, that monster was really scary, so I don't think the kids would appreciate that, but
it did scare me as a kid too.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's been 45 minutes.
I literally said I'd love to see a Star Wars movie that was like a little bit of a horror movie because of all the scary things in Star Wars.
Yeah. Yo Gabba Gabba really pissed me off. He was disgusting. He kept making this noise with his mouth and the tongue. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. And then when he so gross. When he pushed Leia into his stomach, I was like, I'm gonna throw up. If I was her, I would actually puke on him. Gross.
Yeah, nasty. And Maddie hated Darth Vader's breathing, which was really funny because like the fourth episode he shows up, she's like, is he gonna breathe like that the whole time? And I was like,
it's like the sound when people are chewing next to you. It's like when people chew next to you, it's like, this is the most annoying. Like, stop chewing with your mouth open. That's disgusting. And this guy's like, get an inhaler.
So we kept making jokes. We kept being like, please get this man an inhaler. Like the whole time. Like, especially when he's fighting Luke in 5 and in 6. We're like, damn, get him the steroid.
It was so bad.
But you know what? You know what?
I got over it. He was a cutie patootie.
Yeah, every time he'd come on screen, Maddie would be like, hot! And then every time Luke would go on screen,
well, because in my head, I picture Hayden Christensen inside, even though I know in the originals he's not in there, but I just picture him in there. I'm like, oh, he's so cute. Yeah, he's not born yet.
Digitally altered.
Oh yeah, they altered. It's funny because my TikTok already knows that I watch Star Wars, and so there was one video that popped up, I think this morning, and it was a thing that compared the original to like the newly edited one, and in the original you see like the OG Darth Vader, like fine, and then in the new one they replaced it with Hayden Christensen, which is kind of sad for like the original actor, but I get it.
It was sad for him. Yeah, it's pretty bad. If you look up anything about the original Darth Vader actor, production team did not handle any of that pretty well, but that's fine. It is what it is. Stuff happens. But I think the 6th one and the 4th one are the most digitally altered. That is like noticeably like, dude, come on. Like everyone was upset when they digitally altered them and added little things.
What the frick is
like, and I was telling Maddie how sad I was because I have the VHS tape, but we're watching this on Disney Plus, sponsored.
We're not sponsored by Disney Plus.
And
would like to be. Hey Disney.
We're watching this on Disney Plus. And I'm just saving room for this.
You're saving room for the sponsored ship part. Okay,
yeah, of course.
This is where we enter what? This is where we include the part of, hey, we're sponsored by Disney Plus.
Have you ever wanted to pay too much for a subscription? Well, you can now. Okay, so anyway, so we're watching it on Disney Plus. And I'm like, Maddie, I wish I could get out like my old VHS tapes because there's some parts in A New Hope that make me really upset that they digitally altered them, that like changes the viewing experience. Like with having Yo Gabba Gabba in that scene. It makes me so mad because it used to be just another bounty hunter, so you didn't know who he was. So then his intro in the 6th movie is like, whoa, that's him? Like, that's the guy they've been talking about for the last, like, 2 movies. And then they added him in, and it doesn't make any sense, and he calls him a human being, and it's a whole thing, and it's like, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
And his, like, little head bopping when he walks over him.
So bad.
I'm like, why?
I literally was like, what?
Why?
But what's funny is that I actually do have a VHS of A New Hope. I think it's the only one I have. But I got it when I was like, I think 10 years old because my cousin, I was like a white elephant at my aunt's house and my cousins were, whatever. And the gift I got was the gift I picked was A New Hope and then some sort of thing. It was like a figure of Han Solo, I'm pretty sure. And so I didn't watch Star Wars. I didn't care for it. But Caitlin really wanted the movie. So we had the movie hidden somewhere. We had the movie hidden somewhere in our boxes. But I think my cousin took the little figurine. But yeah, because he's actually a big fan of Star Wars. And I was like, this VHS is gonna be worth millions of dollars someday.
what's crazy is, and I have like the original one that just says Star Wars. It doesn't even say an episode on it, that I got at like a thrift store one time. And what's crazy is in Empire Strikes Back, the first time we see the Emperor, he's like this weird alien thing. He's not a person. And they changed that, obviously, because in the sixth one, it's randomly this human guy. And I don't know what that viewing experience was like for the kiddos that were watching it as it came out in the movie theater. Like, I don't know if they were like, huh? I thought he was an alien. Like, how did they change that? I don't know. If any old people are listening, please comment.
Old people from the 90s.
Old people who saw the movie when it came out in 81. I think episode 6 came out in 81.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
My parents are listening. They're like,
Catherine, this is not about you.
Catherine, when we say old people, we're not including you.
Look at Pete.
Hey, sorry, Kathy. Didn't mean to yell.
Catherine, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. She didn't mean it. We're just kidding. Catherine, please.
And Paul would know about this too. But I really wonder what they did, because when I watched the VHS tapes for the first time, which was after I'd already seen like the DVD altered ones, I just wanted to see the originals. So my dad had a few of them, and then I had that one, and so I watched them, and I was like, huh? Because he's like an alien. Also, like, there's some good altered stuff that you wouldn't notice. Like, they make the TIE fighters look way better, and the digitally altered the lightsabers all stall in the originals because of like the way they did the effects. So whenever they like press the lightsaber, it's like it takes a second, and then you can tell like, okay, that was an effect. But when they digitally altered it, they changed all that, made it all better. So those are the good things, but the rest of it's dumb, stupid, idiotic.
Oh my gosh. But if you're wondering, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I never was a Star Wars kind of person, I don't know if I can get into it, you still can get into it, guys. It's never too late to get into Star Wars. I am sitting here in my Yoda saying that. And I've never known, I knew the basics, but I wasn't into Star Wars. So.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch it with a friend. Like, tell them, hey, sit down, shut up, let me enjoy this movie. But then
that's what I said to Carolyn. I said, sit down and shut up. Don't say anything.
And I didn't.
She didn't. Except for a few times. But I get it.
But I gave her warning first.
She gave me warning. She was like, well, I have something really interesting with trivia. I said, that's fantastic. Let's not pause yet. We'll pause. We'll talk about it after the movie. But yeah, it's kind of fun because during one of our films, we did King Tara. And one of our actors, Matthew Benson, he wore this shirt that said, "This is the way." And I remember making fun of him for it because I didn't know it was a Star Wars thing. And I just go, "This is the way." Like the whole entire filming process. It was so funny. And now I'll watch Mandalorian and I will know exactly what that means.
Yeah. And Mandalorian's great. Maddie, you're going to have to call me the second you finish season 2 finale. The season 2 finale is one of my favorite things that has come out from Star Wars since like a long time. There's 3 seasons, yeah. I'd say 3 seasons. I told Maddie, I said season 3 is okay. Season 1 and 2 are great. Season 3, I told her, gets really Star Warsy. Like, really like, well, it's because of this thing and this. It's like, shut up. Just let me watch something without having to watch 17 other shows first. But season 1 and 2 are really good.
Great.
The season 2 finale is top tier. Honestly, I would have been okay if they ended it with season 2 finale. Like, I would have been like,
are they gonna have any more seasons?
No, but there's a movie.
Oh!
So we're gonna have to go watch that together.
We'll go watch the movie together. This is not sponsored by Disney Plus. Disney, if you would like to sponsor us, oh jeez, I just dropped Yoda. You now have 2 big fans of Star Wars. Well, 1 big fan and 1 bigger fan, because Carolyn knows more about Star Wars than I do.
That's fine.
That's fine.
And I've enjoyed watching it with you.
Heck yes! This is so exciting. Okay, well, talk to you guys. Hello. Talk to you guys later.
Have a great
bye.
Yeah, bye.
Wave to the camera.
Oh, hi.
Okay, goodbye.
The Wicked riff.